Welcome to my first Mayor's Message. I'm Ron Jensen, Mayor of the City of Grand Prairie. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the city has been communicating with you through a variety of ways. Facebook, the pipeline, our city website, Twitter, and now I'll start giving you a weekly update. Your city leadership has been working closely with Dallas and Tarrant County during this crisis as we team up to slow the spread of this novel coronavirus, COVID-19. As of Wednesday, April 8th at 5 p.m., Grand Prairie had 56 active cases and has had 1 death. You can track information daily on your city website, www.gptx.org/COVID-19. The city closed its offices to the public on March 23rd, but we are still here working and offering online services. Our essential service personnel are still in the field working on streets, water, wastewater issues. Our police and fire are still responding to your health and safety needs. Building and housing inspectors are still handling permits and inspections to ensure construction projects move forward. I've been told we want to get all the roads done during this time we can, and we're working hard to do that. In-house information technology, human resources, environmental services, emergency management, finance and marketing, communications are tracking COVID-19, making sure we are connected, taking care of our employees, and communicating with you. We've set up a hotline for general COVID-19 and business recovery questions at 972-237-4599. That's 972-237-4599. And as I mentioned, gptx.org/COVID-19 is full of vital information and includes links to the county, state, and CDC. Because Grand Prairie lies in different counties, sometimes we may find different parts of our town operating under different rules. Let's talk about the hierarchy for a minute. Federal government supersedes state, state supersedes county, and county supersedes city. As long as each level of government works together and does not conflict with each other, they can all be active. If they do conflict, the higher government rules win. Currently, our governor has orders in place, and so do both Tarrant and Dallas counties. They can all be enforced together as long as the counties, who are the lower in the food chain, do not conflict with the governors. And they do not right now. Right now, the county orders are consistent with the governor's orders. It's why it's so important to keep track of where you live and what the orders are for your location. It is interesting how this works and who can do what. In Grand Prairie, the mayor can issue a declaration of local disaster and emergency orders without city council approval, which are effective for 7 days. The declaration is what triggers the possibility of federal reimbursements. But before that 7 days expires, the full council needs to vote on it on whether to extend it, modify it, or do away with it. As mayor, I issued the original disaster declaration, and then the city council voted to extend it with modifications. So what's the difference between a disaster declaration and an order? The declaration is what has to be done to give the mayor or the county judge the authority to do the orders. The orders are the actual rules. In Dallas County, we're under declaration through May 20th and under orders until April 30th. In Tarrant County, we're under orders until April 30th also. Another topic of conversation has been trash collection. This has been kind of interesting because Republic Services are running with less people, plus everybody being at home, they're either cleaning out, they're eating it take home more. That's just the trash overwhelmed Republic Services at first. And it took a while to catch up. So some services were running late. Some were even missing a day, and then they'd have to come back the next day. So because of that, we had to stop bulky items pickup. So as of yesterday, though, they were back on schedule and were able to pick up bulky items. In addition, our city brush crew is still active. We've divided the city up into 4 quadrants, so you should get it picked up once a month, and you can go to our website to see when your address will be picked up for the brush crew when you set limbs out at the street. So that is still active, and that's our crew. I'm sorry, but Tarrant County is still under the Emerald Ash Borer quarantine. We'll say that 3 times, the Emerald Ash Borer quarantine. So no brush crews or Republic Services can pick up limbs or brush in Tarrant County. We've gotten several calls from people about the 60-day non-eviction notice and thinking that that just relieves that you don't have to pay the rent. You still have to pay the rent. They just can't evict you for 60 days. In the state of Texas, the eviction have been put on hold until the end of April. In Dallas County, the evictions has been put on hold until May 18th. Now that means that you can't get evicted, but you still owe the rent. So I would challenge you, and please call your landlord and see if you can work out some type of payment plan so at the end of the eviction notice, you'll have something worked out with them. We've been told that it may be extended, but you can't count on that. So May 18th in Dallas County, in Tarrant County portion of our city, it's under the state guidelines, which is at the end of this month. For homeowners, your mortgage lenders may be giving you some relief, so you need to call whoever holds your mortgage to work out a payment plan with them or see what they're allowing you to do. Let's talk about the census. We're way behind. 64 million households have not responded. So please respond to the census. Call, go online. The federal government's mailing out 64 million mailers this week. So once you get that mailer to give you instructions, it's very important for federal funding and for how the voting is distributed in the House of Representatives in DC, how many representatives we get. Texas has grown. Dallas-Fort Worth has grown. We need our share of representation in Washington. So please fill out the census, call in the census, go online. It's very simple. It takes about 10 minutes. Do the census. This weekend is Easter weekend. Our parks are usually packed. I'm sorry to say we're not going to be able to have that this Easter weekend. Lynn Creek and Lloyd Park are closed for day use. Our other parks are open, but we can't have people congregating, so we are limiting parking, and we're asking you to go in very small groups, And if you do, we really challenge you to stay home and do your Easter egg hunts in your yard. You shouldn't even get together with any more than your immediate household family. That means you shouldn't invite the grandparents over, aunts, uncles. Folks, this is serious. We have to act like everybody's got it. We've got to stay our distance. And just because you can't attend Easter services this weekend does not mean you can't worship. We've had to adjust how our first responders respond. We have a paramedic in dispatch screening calls to reroute the caller to a local clinic or their own doctor for non-emergency COVID-type calls. We use all CDC education to assist with callers' issues. In addition, if we do need to send a fire truck or ambulance based on the paramedic and dispatch guidance, we have in place a recon unit with 2 paramedics in our utility van to respond and assess. On virtually every call, our staff entering the house or getting within 6 feet of the patient will be in full protective equipment to include eye protection, gloves, mask, and often a gown. In addition, all of our fire stations are on lockdown, no visitation unless it's an emergency. For police, we've expanded the use of our drone fleet. We are now patrolling our city with drones on every shift to protect citizens and safeguard property. This is a safe force multiplier and helps identify car burglaries and thieves. Code enforcement is our stay-at-home enforcement arm. All calls received for violating these orders are being routed to code. Our strategy is voluntary compliance through education. If not possible by phone, we contact in person while maintaining social distance. As a last resort, we will take enforcement action, but that hasn't been necessary yet. We encourage online reporting whenever possible, but officers still respond if there's an opportunity to obtain physical evidence. Domestic violence is on the rise. Consequently, all of our resources are remaining available to victims, including crime victim advocacy. Additionally, Brighter Tomorrows is still in full swing. Folks, it can't be difficult to be stuck at home. Be kind to one another. Take walks in your neighborhood. Just think about social distancing. When you're walking, give people space. act like they've got it and you don't want it. Speaking of kindness, the staff has received a lot of information from companies around the area and in our city that have done some acts of kindness. Crazy Crab and Oyster Bar has served more than 1,000 meals to first responders, nurses, and senior citizens. Cardinal Health donated vital personal protection equipment to the city. Hydro Bright Power Wash cleaned several playgrounds with CDC-approved disinfectant. Firehouse Gastro Park delivered tacos to fire stations and served hundreds of boxes of lunches to kids in need. Dalworth Cleaning is donating professional strength cleaners for our first responders. Home Depot and Carrier brought essential supplies to Grand Prairie police officers. And Grand Prairie United Charities continues to distribute food to those in need. If you want to donate non-perishable items, just drop them off at 1417 Dinsman, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. I'll be back next Thursday with another Mayor's Message. If you have questions you want us to answer during this broadcast, email Amy or myself. Amy's address is asprinkles@gptx.org and mine is Mayor Ron Jensen at gptx.org. Until then, be safe, be kind, and stay your distance.